Hello, everybody. Good morning. Today is September the 4th, 2025, and this is the 8:30, roughly 8:30. So this is the morning update for today. Give you a little bit more insight on what is happening with the area that we have been watching for the past few days, potentially to become Gabrielle. Now, let's take a look at what the National Hurricane Center is saying as of the 8 a.m. update. Still giving it an 80% chance of development 7 days out. Showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic, several hundred miles west-southwest of Cabo Verde Islands, have started to consolidate. So now consolidating and become slightly better organized. Environmental conditions are conducive for development excuse me, of the system during the next several days, and a tropical depression is likely to form late this week or this weekend. So pretty much within the next 2 to 3 days, we should have a tropical depression. Now, maybe sooner, maybe later. We'll have to just keep an eye on this here. The interesting thing is that it still hasn't given it a or an area of investigation just yet. I will say probably that's going to change potentially in the next couple of days. Now, let me go ahead and switch here the screen or the tab so you guys can see what the current satellite imagery looks like. So let's take a look at the Central Atlantic, I should say, not Pacific. And that's basically what is happening today. Now we have a couple areas actually to watch. This is one that is the closest immediate threat to the islands. You got the islands right here. And then you have the other area, which is here. This is basically the area that the National Hurricane Center is watching. Now, if I back off to the wider view, such as the Atlantic, let me see, where is it? Not that one. Yeah, okay, where is it? Did I just pass it? It looks like it. Let me go back, guys. There you go, this one. See right there. This is the area that the National Hurricane Center is looking at. Now, both areas have potential, in my opinion. Obviously, this will be a little bit more concerning scenario if it keeps the track basically where it is right now, which it's more of a westerly track, starting to pick up a little bit of a latitude, so moving a little bit more west-northwest if we want to be specific. But being the fact that it's closer to the islands, also it has more thunderstorm activity, more shower activity than actually the other area. Potentially, that's going to be more of a threat right now to the Leeward Islands. Now let's take a look at the models. See what the models suggest this morning. Like I said before in the other video, this is going to change. But you guys have the area right there that the National Hurricane Center is watching. The other one should be somewhere around here. So if we move forward, models are not really picking the other one at all, but this is the one that the National Hurricane Center is watching. As we move forward, basically move north of Puerto Rico and the Leeward Islands, but then it starts intensifying rapidly once it passes north of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic and Haiti. It keeps getting pushed to the west. Because of this high pressure here, we do have the Bermuda High kind of moving a bit more to the east. So it's not going to block it basically. But we have another high pressure system dropping from Canada. And that seems to be what is causing the storm to block it. Now intensifying, of course, 943 millibars. So that's pretty strong. Getting to the 930. So that's a strong Category 4 hurricane. Now it graces, it almost gives me vibes of Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew, the track was a little bit different. Hurricane Matthew came from like here, and it grazed and it kind of just went out there. But this one, because of the high pressure system, Now, if you guys look here, there's another high pressure system here. Now, is that gonna be, is it gonna drop on time to potentially block it? It doesn't look like it so far. And then, but we also have this low pressure system that it basically breaks the high, I want to keep saying high blood pressure. That's not what I'm trying to say. High pressure system. But if we move forward, 930s, 940s, and then making landfall somewhere in South Carolina. Obviously, this would be a very bad scenario. But again, that's just a model run. As you guys saw yesterday, it changed drastically. Now, let's take a look at the European. The European has been favoring also a most southern and also westward track. Now, the European, it has it really not doing a whole lot for roughly about, I would say about 3 days. Very weak. So you see it there, 1,011 millibars. But it has more of a south, very much more south, and actually intensifying quickly right before the islands. So by the time it gets to the islands, 969 millibars. That is a Category 2 hurricane, roughly, if not stronger. So obviously this will be a very bad case scenario for the islands as we move forward. 960s. So at this point, we do have a pretty strong hurricane. Now, as we move forward, it starts weakening as it gets closer to Puerto Rico. So obviously, that's a good case scenario for them. Potentially a Cat 1. Starts slowly intensifying again, 970s. But we can probably say at this point, it does potentially make landfall in Puerto Rico. If not, takes more of a Hurricane Hugo track where it basically got into Puerto Rico, but it did not cross the island on the longest path. It basically crossed from south to northwest on the very far east edge of the island. Now, once it passes Puerto Rico, it starts intensifying. I mean, you can see it there, 960s, 950s. Again, the European is also feeling this big high pressure system here, another big one here, the Bermuda High. So far the GFS and the European have the same thinking so far about the high pressures. Once we keep moving forward, keeps intensifying, making landfall in Turkey and Caicos, Bahamas, and then getting very, very close to Florida, South Florida, 930, so intensifying 940s, and it kind of stops there as of 360 hours out. So, and again, this is about 2 weeks. So obviously take that with a grain of salt, but that's pretty concerning right there. If it plays out, of course, but that's going to change. Now, if we go back and take a look at the Canadian model. Now, the Canadian model has it more kind of similar, 980s, but it starts turning a lot sooner, and it looks like it starts. It has the Bermuda High a lot further east, and this will open up a path to where it will basically go out to sea. And then it also feels a high pressure system here. It predicts the same thing, but at that point, it may be too late to block it, potentially. I mean, we'll see. It depends how quickly those high pressure systems build or move, etc. Then let's take a look at the icon. The icon has it only goes out 5 days roughly, but you guys can see it starts developing it, moving very, very slow. And it cuts off at 5 days out. I mean, it has that as a hurricane as well, but really, really far east. So obviously a lot slower system. But like I've mentioned before, guys, just keep paying attention. I will, of course, keep you guys posted, any changes, any developments. But so far, that's the latest consensus, the latest update as of this morning. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your family, especially if they live in the Leeward Island, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. This is one that to keep an eye on very, very closely. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.